next 10 minutes, my heart's going to beat about 950 times. I know, because I'm keeping count. Because I'm dying of heart failure. Today could be my last. The only reason I'm alive today is because I learned 3 magic words. Please help me. And it wasn't too long ago that I was sitting where you are. I grew up just down the street. When I was in high school, I had 7 little sisters that would never stop crying. My dad was away in Iraq. I hated my life. And I didn't think I had a pretty good future. I didn't have any friends. I was a complete geek, and I wasn't even good at school. The only thing I could do was watch movies. So I watched a lot of movies. And I saw this random movie called American Pie. And in this movie, even the biggest geeks in America could be popular. And they played lacrosse. So I thought, well, it looks like everyone that plays lacrosse is popular and has friends. That could be me. See, I had no friends. I had no respect for myself. And I didn't know how to get it. But I thought, you know what? If I play for Australia, people have to like me. And if I could be captain of Australia, well then people have to respect me. So let's do that. I'm going to be captain of the Australian lacrosse team. I didn't even know what lacrosse was except for this movie. Like, well, if I want to be captain of the Australian team, I'm just going to ask this guy for help. So I hunted down our captain named Peter Inch. Went on Google for days, trying to find out where I could find him. And I knew the Australian team were going to be training at Melbourne University. So I rocked up, took on the train, hopped the fence, and I ran up and I hid in a bush. I waited till they finished training. And as this guy was just walking back to his car, I ran up to him and I'm like, hey, my name's Christian. Can you please help me? I really want to be good at lacrosse. And I want to be captain of the Australian team. What do I have to do? Now, have any of you have ever asked your teachers for help because you're looking for a shortcut and you want an easy answer? You just get over it because it doesn't exist. The easiest way is going to be hard work. And this is exactly what he told me. You want to be the best in the world, you've got to work harder than everyone else. So I did. Put my skates on, and I decided I was going to train harder than anyone else in the world. Before school, play lunch, lunchtime, after school. And it kind of worked. A lot of hard work for a long time. And then I got to be captain of Victoria. I got to be captain of our Aussie team, under 19s. It was fantastic. Except I had this one little problem. See, in lacrosse, you've got to run. And every time that I'd go for run a lap of an oval, I'd collapse. And my heart would stop beating. And I went to a doctor. And he's like, you're either incredibly fit or you have a serious heart problem. I was like, I can't play for Australia. I think I'm fit. I'm like, all right, just take it easy. But I didn't. I said, work harder than everyone else. So I just pushed myself to the limit. I watch TV and you see athletes like they throw up and it's like, yeah, you're tough, man. Keep going, keep going. So I did. I kept going. But my heart was getting worse and worse. I couldn't even do a push-up without face planting. And I needed help. And I went to every hospital in Melbourne. And I begged them, can you please tell me what's wrong? And they said, yeah, dude, you're on drugs. And I'm like, you serious? No. But they didn't believe me. Doctor after doctor turned me away. And I was desperate. So I walked straight into the Alfred Hospital in Melbourne. And I said, I'm not leaving till you fix me. Please tell me what's wrong with me. And the nurse is kind of like, oh, it's pretty obvious. You're dying of heart failure. You should probably call your parents. I don't know if you're going to make it through the weekend. So I was your age. I was like a couple of years older. I was 19 and I was just, boom, my life's gone. I was sitting in a hospital bed and I tried to sit up. The doctor's like, you cannot sit up. You're going to have a heart attack. I'm like, great. So I start crying. And the nurse is like, stop crying. You're going to have a heart attack. And I lost it. I ripped up all my leads and I ran and I hid under the stairs of the hospital. I just sat in a ball and I cried. I didn't know what to do. And they had a siren going off because they thought I was dead and they didn't know where the body was. And I was like, you know what? Right now I can make a choice. I can either sit here and feel sorry for myself, or I can get up and find a positive out of this. And no one's ever believed in me, but that's going to stop right now because I'm going to prove to everyone that anything's possible no matter what if you work hard. So I'm going to go to the Olympics. But you know what? That probably won't be enough. If I want to change the world, I need a gold medal. So I'm going to do that. I had nowhere to even start. I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't walk. But I had surgery. I spent 6 months getting strong enough to learn to walk again. And I was like, sweet, I'm going to play sport. Didn't know where to start, so I went on YouTube and I looked at every single Olympic gold medalist. And I found one that looks like me. My exact height and weight, and our arms were the same length. And this guy was a hammer thrower, and I'm like, sweet, I'm going to be a hammer thrower. I had no idea what it was. Doesn't matter. So this guy's name's Koji Murafushi. He's from Japan, doesn't speak English. Small detail. So what do? Just went on Google and taught myself Japanese. And I found out when his next competition was, and I got on a plane and I hunted this guy down. And I found him in a cafe, eating chicken salad. Middle of everyone, I'm like, why not? Walk straight up to him, got down on my knees and I said, Konnichiwa, watashi wa Christian desu. Anata wa ii hamanage senshi desu ne. Onegai shimasu. Please help me. He's like, okay, that's a bit weird. If you're serious, come to Japan and I'll train you. So I got on a plane to Japan and I went to the Japanese National Olympic Institute and I became a hammer thrower. And again, it was really easy. I just had to work really hard for a long time. And I got to be pretty good. And I was trying out for the last Commonwealth Games. I was so excited. I was in the top 5 or 6 in Australia before the Nationals. My heart's beating so hard, I'm like having a heart attack in the back of an ambulance. Because it turns out I'm not allowed to lift weights, right? Because heart failure and weights don't mix. And every time I go to the gym, I'm at the highest risk of sudden death. That's why I can't get a gym membership. And my doctors told me, you're seriously going to die if you keep doing this. You need to stop. Now, I don't know about you, but what do you do when your parents say, no, stop? Sometimes we don't listen. And if anyone's been told no today, this week, if you actually kept count, it happens a lot. And everyone told me, no, you should stop. But I wanted this so bad. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any motivation. And if all you guys are looking for some magic pill, some motivation, I couldn't find any, so I just watched more movies. And I watched Cool Runnings. If anyone's seen that, if these 4 random guys from Jamaica can get to the Olympics in a bobsled, I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I decided, I'm going to be a bobsledder. And my doctor's laughing too. He's like, dude, you got heart failure, you ain't pushing a bobsled. I'm like, tell you what, if I lie down, I could do luge. Yeah, that's a good idea. Forget it's one of the most dangerous sports in the world, but I can lie down, I can do that. So I went online, I needed to find someone to help me. No one in Australia does luge. So I had to learn a bit of Japanese, a little bit of Russian, a little bit of Italian, a little bit of French. I called every Olympic gold medalist I could find online. They all said, no. You're crazy. I'm like, I know, but please. Didn't work. Did this for weeks. Till finally someone from Team USA said, all right, I'm not going to help you, but these are the tests that they're going to test you on to get to the Olympics. So you better be good at doing pull-ups because you've got to push on your hands. I'm like, I can't even do one pull-up. I got to do 25. But I figured out I could do one. And if I did one every 10 minutes, every day for 8 hours a day, I did that for 6 months, I could do 10,000 pull-ups. That should be pretty cool. So that's what I did. Every 10 minutes, a push-up, a pull-up, and a squat. Every single day. And I did thousands of these. And if you think your homework's boring, try doing that. Try doing 10,000 push-ups, 10,000 pull-ups. But you know what? Just like your homework, these little bit chunks, they add up to something amazing. And when I knocked on the door of the Australian Olympic team and I said, I want to do luge, just give me one chance. I was ready, and I nailed it. And I made it onto our Australian Winter Olympics squad for luge, which is awesome. It doesn't have an happy ending. Because think about it, like luge, heart failure. I went away on my first competition, and this is like way before the Olympics, and 140 kilometers down a mountain with no brakes. You got to be pretty good or you crash. And I was coming last, and I'm like, it's really cold. I don't want to crash again. And I was flying down the mountain. I'm like, I know I'm going to crash. maybe if I stick my foot out, I could slow down. And I hear this snap, and I went face planting across the finish line. And everyone's laughing, this dumb Australian that tried to use his feet for brakes. And I'm in a lot of pain, I'm crying. They're like, you can find your own way back to the hotel. So I made some crutches out of sticks and an ice pack and a glad wrap and snow, and I just kind of sat down on the side of the road and cried. I was like, seriously can't get any worse. So I'll just keep positive, tomorrow will be a better day. It wasn't. I had to go back to the doctor, and he's like, dude, you seriously need to stop. This is crazy. And I was like, you know what? We can all make a choice. Every one of us has stuff going on that we don't tell anyone about. We all have adversity that we're going through, and we can all make a choice to live with our circumstance or to live our dreams. I chose to keep going. My doctor's like, can you just stand still? I'm like, hey, if I stand still, I can shoot arrows. I'm going to do archery. I'd never done it before, not even school camp. Small detail. I got to find someone with a gold medal. So luckily that we had one Australian who's won a gold medal at the Olympics. His name was Simon Fairweather, and I'm like, I'm going to find you. So I went online, I called him, I emailed him, I wrote him letters. I just bugged him and bugged him and bugged him. Because sometimes you get sick of people saying no, and you've just got to back yourself. And he said, if you're serious, fly to Canberra. I was like, I'll be there tomorrow. So I got on a plane. And he goes, if you're serious about doing archery, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes. He's like, okay, prove it. Gives me a rubber band. I want you to pretend you're doing archery. Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, good. I want you to do this for an hour every day. I'll make it 2. And film it and put it on YouTube and prove it. Do that for a couple of months. We'll see if you do whatever it takes. So first night, I'm excited. Yeah, I can do this. 2 weeks later, I'm like, this is the worst part of my life. And again, sometimes if it's boring and you hate doing it, you should probably do more of it because it's good for you in the long run. So I did that. This was going to be my ticket to the Olympics. After 6 months, I proved myself. They gave me a scholarship to the AIS. Sweet, they have a buffet, 24/7 free food. I loved it. But when I got there, turns out that I was actually pretty good at archery because I'd done all this crazy, boring work for months and months and months. I was a few points off qualifying for the Olympics. Sweet. Small problem, my medication was banned. The doctors told me I've got to stop taking my pills. So, me being the person that I am, I made a choice. I stopped taking my medication, and I cut plenty of years off my life. And I live with that choice every day. But we all have choices. And you can make the choice to live your dreams. You can choose to ask for help. And believe me, people will say no. Once, twice, maybe 100 times. But I guarantee you, if you believe in yourself, someone else will too. So I want you to think about, who are you going to ask for help? It's 3 magic words. Please help me. Thanks.